This video is going to be just about the first step in the process of getting the Z visa for working in China. And the first step in this process is to acquire two pieces of paper. One is a police check and the other is the medical, and these are the first two things that you're going to be asked for. So the police check is slightly more complicated in that there are three types. So just check with whoever it is you're employed by as to which one that they want. So the DBS is the first one to have a look at, and this is the one that most people in the UK will be familiar with, the disclosure barring service, and this is a certificate for working with children or vulnerable people. It's an odd size, so it's a bit odd if you're trying to photocopy it because it's not quite A4 if you want to fit the whole thing on a photocopier. Very simple. You go onto the website, click the links, fill in your information, and pay. And the certificate comes back to you in the post, and it looks like that. It costs £23, so the cheapest option. However, a lot of schools now, especially abroad, are asking for something slightly different. So this is the ACRO police check, and this is from the UK Criminal Records Office, and obviously goes into detail about checking for any criminal past, anything that's on their records, and we'll present that in a certificate. And this is specifically for people that are looking to work abroad as well, which is why it's asked for. That certificate, that's the website, and you can look at on the right hand side are the categories for the different types of certificates that you can apply for. And the one I chose is obviously the ACRO police check. That was £101, so significantly more expensive than the DBS from the UK. The third one is the ICPC, and this is the one that I currently got for the position that I'm starting in August 2021. And this was the ICPC. Again, same website. You can see on the right-hand side the columns down there, and it explains just a little bit what it is. So it's the International Children's Police Check. So that's obviously looking at a whole range of things just to make sure that there's nothing on their records that would have any effect on you being employed in that position. Now that one looks like that. Again, it looks like the ACRO police check, and that's £75. So the reason you obviously need to make sure you know which one you're going for, because if you try and get all three, that's £199. So that'll be a bit of money wasted. So just check you've got the right one. So the second piece of paperwork that you're going to need to get the ball rolling is the medical. There are two ways of doing this, and again, it's important to check with your employer because they will be specific about which one you need. If you only need to see your GP, it is much, much, much cheaper. You use the same form for the GP and for a private check. You can download the paperwork from the Chinese embassy website, and you take that with you. If you're lucky enough to get your GP to get that done for you and that your school's fine with that, it's very cheap. Some people actually have had that free, whilst others have had to pay about £25, which is, I think, the standard sort of letter fee from the GP. So if you can get that, brilliant. Some employers, however, are specific about the form being filled in its entirety, which includes x-rays, blood work, and ECG as well. And that's what I went with this time as well. So I had a quick look online for private clinics near me and found one called Dr. Call. And that's, I think they're based in Harley Street, London, and they've just got offices around the country. They did know when I phoned them up all about applying for the Z visa, and I felt very comfortable going with them. This is the form that you download from the Chinese embassy. It is in Chinese and English, and that's the first page, and that's the second page. And you just need to get your doctor or whoever it is you go to see to get that filled in. So I went with Dr. Call. This was their website. The first thing you need to do, obviously, is sign up and make an appointment. They'll send you back an information about the appointment, about where you're going to be seeing them, and obviously the cost of that. They will also give you some information about what you're going to need to take with you. So there will be a few documents that you'll need to be taking, like your passport, for example. and also make you aware of the need for the x-rays and the procedure that might need to be done for that one. For me, I needed to have, it was about a 40-minute appointment at the clinic itself. Just went through some basic tests, which were blood pressure, things like that. And that was all ticked off. And then I was sent to a local or private hospital for the x-rays and for the blood work as well. So that was done there. The company that I went with was called Dr. Call. They cost generally from about £400 up, so it is worth checking, obviously, whether you need to do the GP or if you can, or if you have to do the private clinic there. So the one I went with was called Dr. Call, and that was in Manchester. That was £405, but it did include the x-rays, the ECG, and the blood tests, and an Uber to take me to the hospital and back to the clinic. So that was okay. Those results all came back. It took about a week for that to come back. And for obviously both of those checks, the police check and the medical, that's £480. So that's the first step in getting everything sorted so that the ball can start rolling, and the PU letters, work permits, all of that sort of thing can begin, because that then starts your process. And for me, that took about 6 months from accepting the job to actually landing in Xiamen. And so for me, paying the extra bit of money worked out because it made the journey quite quick. I do know quite a lot of people who it's taken a lot longer. So I'll put the links in the descriptions, and if there's any questions, just get onto the comments and ask, and I'll get on the reply to you as quickly as I can. Thanks very much for watching.